the first assignments there. Okay, right now we have a few number kind of works, okay, 10 of the works, okay, from your friends, who actually you guys can see the way that they represent, right, okay? Either basically you guys have been experienced before, all right, for the last semester's kind of exercise that you guys been working on there, okay? Or maybe because of your kind of experience also have developed this kind of exercise that related to those kind of illustration in image manipulations there, okay? Which I actually have what we call that. Basically, okay, you guys have seen and also developed that kind of understanding before this, before you're going to work with it, right? But the most important thing, okay, about these assignments, basically, okay, how actually you get all the color kind of tones are going to be right there. All right, I've seen basically like some of the works from, all right, from your friends, sir. Last time lectures I late attend, so can I cut my photo to 11 times 12 there, right? What do you mean there, like a landscape or portrait? We are going to use A4 there, right? So the format are going to be in portrait, all right? The sorry there. What kind of device that ready there, okay? Hmm, what is this? Right, wait up. USB HB cameras there, okay? Supposed to be okay there, okay? Hopefully there is no problem there. You guys can still see my screen there, right? Oh, suddenly you guys cannot see my cameras there. I don't know why there, right? But you guys can still see my screen there, right? Yeah, okay, good. Suddenly my camera doesn't work there. Hopefully there is no troubleshooting on that. Okay, I want to show you guys one thing, okay? This is what I actually have been discussed and also consult with one of your friend, okay? When it comes to develop your kind of understanding there, okay? Her kind of understanding when it comes to develop the works there, right? Where is it? Jolene. Okay. This is basically what, okay, I'm going to use Jolene kind of samples, okay? This is basically her reference. Okay, this is basically what Jolene actually have done, right? Okay, if you check a look back again, because after this session, basically she actually have done a very quite well, okay, on developing her kind of understanding back again. But if you take a look at this kind of illustrations here, okay, I want to do some consultation for these sessions here, right? Okay, if you take a look on these illustrations here, right, what are the kind of mistakes that people always what we call that create again? I come to develop this kind of understanding. Okay. This is basically what Jolene has done, right? Using soft brushes, I believe. Give me a second there, guys. Suddenly, I feel a little bit kind of warm there, okay, in in my room there. Okay, now. Okay, if you take a look here, right, before we go through this one there, right, and I look at Jolene kind of works there, right, okay, animations, okay, there's not enough kind of details that we can actually see from here. Most people basically, right, okay, have a kind of inferior or afraid there, okay, to add more kind of value of tone, okay, when you start to study the cast shadows, the reflection shadows that apply, that actually appear from those visuals there, right, okay, it kind of afraid there, okay. So what I actually have done from here, okay, I did add a few number kind of details there based on the light and shadows kind of tone, right? Even though I can actually add another mode, right? Okay, because if you take a look at the tone here, not the black colors, right? Not the colors there, the tone. We call it the tone there, okay? Because we're not using a pure kind of black kind of color for this kind of methods of working here. All right, can you see that, right? Right, the tone itself, okay? I just adjust a few number kind of tone there, right? If I want to make it more basically from this kind of tone there, right? Okay, what I can do there, right? Okay, okay. This is the color kind of correct, correctly. I'm going to add more tones over here, and of course, okay, the one of the best way for you guys to work with it is by add new layers there, right? Okay, this is how actually you can create some of the tone for your hair, but there has to be render, right? Okay, take a look back again. There has to be render, okay, one step at a time there. The hair structures has to be look like a hair. Okay, I'm using Ultimate Pencil Hard, flows around 58, opacity are going to be 100 there, right? I'm going to render, okay. There's a lot of way to render the, what we call that, the hair kind of strokes there, right? But right now, what I'm going to do, right, I'm trying to construct the hairline, but at the same times, try to get the details there. Same goes to the eyebrows there, right? We actually, right, as in illustrators, we need to emphasize that, okay, the things that some people doesn't quite see there, okay, from there. Okay, and of course, the illustration has to be a bit kind of different than the pictures there, okay. Unless, okay, the nostril, I try to add kind of contrast there, right? And of course, I can actually add also some of the details. In not a super realistic kind of drawings, but at least and check as close as those pictures directly as those references. And and of course, we can actually add a bit kind of improvise directly on those images directly. And of course, okay, when we actually write paint, our job as illustrators to make it the artworks correctly look a bit more better than the original directly. That's basically our job directly to work with. Even though there's a few kind of thing that we can actually write, add it more on the details, but when you comparing that back again, okay, so let me see, I'm going a few number kind of tones over here. If you check look back again from the original pictures there, right? The original kind of visuals there that she tried to develop, right? And here, okay, which one is more stand out there, right? Okay, stand out, okay, from those drawings there. Okay. This is basically a highlighter, not the gray hair. Remember that, right? Okay. So don't be afraid to create the tones of highlight from here. You must be able to see in a different kind of way there, okay? When it comes to develop some of the details there, right? Okay. And the other thing is you can use also soft brushes back again, right? Add more tones from here, brush tools. You can right, make it more details there, right here. It can be. Don't press too much directly. Give more contrast on your visuals there. When you actually add a lot of more contrast on those visuals, they will basically give more kind of value there, right? The quality of your presentation there. They're going to be look more different there, right? That's why if you want to give more details on your presentations, right? Here's the difference there. You have to spend more time to rendering them back there, right? Okay? And go to these areas there. This one, okay, maybe I might going to use, okay, let this I'm going to use, right, this kind of tone here, just on the shadows there, rather than using what we call that the natural kind of tones. I'm using purple directly for the shadows there to make our presentations, okay, my presentation more vibrant directly in terms of choosing the colors there, choose the colors there. Remember, guys, okay, one more thing that I always emphasize on you guys there. You guys would been trained to become a designer there, not to become a fine artist directly. But your design can be a parallel between illustrations, fine artist kind of works, and also what we call that the commercial kind of works there, right? I kind of using most of the purple as a part of the finishing kind of works for the applying the shadows there, even though from this side. Okay. So don't be afraid to experiment there as long as you put some layers on that and see the difference there, okay? Very soft kind of touch there from here. Can you see, okay, how should I bring over the the value of tone from these illustrations, from these pictures become a bit more kind of better there, okay, in terms of presentations there. With the size, now I'm going to add more details from there. And I do can create some highlights from here. Okay, some highlights from here. Okay. And there's a few kind of backlight over here. Same goes to this one, right? Some highlight a bit over here, the tone. Yeah. Same goes to this one there, right? So if you can actually write, see all these kind of details there, and learn also from time to time the writing to develop this kind of understanding. You will improve yourself later on. Okay. And of course, okay, don't actually accept it that what basically you can actually achieve from one illustration can become your kind of monument there, okay, to improve yourself. No, right? You have to keep on practice, enjoying the process there, and work towards to those perfections from time to time there, right? Okay, this is what basically you can do there, okay, to develop your kind of improvement there by developing basically your skills, and try to see a number kind of details there to improve yourself all the time. Okay, those are the things there. Can you see that, guys? How it works? Let me check my camera is there right. The my camera still kind of working there, right? It's okay. Let me check. Can't find cameras there. Maybe there's a few problems over here. I just changed the port. See the right here. Yeah. Alright, guys. So there's basically one major kind of techniques using soft brushes and a bit kind of. I'm only using two brushes there, guys. Okay, to work with it kind of photo kind of retouching there, right? Okay, on the works there. All right. Any questions there so far? No. Let's just say we kind of combine this one there first. Okay. And take a look at this one there. What basically the mistakes from here? What you can see, right? Maybe, right, she's trying to use a vector-based kind of methods there, okay? Hey, guys, okay, don't forget to provide also, let me see, not enough details, yeah. Yours are, Michi. No, Catherine there, right? Yes, one of thing is not enough details there, okay? The other thing is the way that she rendered there, right? Okay? The way that she rendered there, right, okay? Um, let me improve. Okay, I might not going to go through with all of your submissions there, okay? As you guys have to remember, but I can actually like, give some of the common kind of examples there that most people did there when it comes to paint basically those faces, portrait elements there, okay? But to improve on the rendering there, right? Call it the rendering flows there, okay? By using the shadows structure to develop the shapes of the form there, right? That mean there, okay? What do I mean by that, right? Okay? Take a look here. A lot of people, when they see the shadows like this, when they see the shadows line there, okay, what they do basically there, right? They try to paint like this. What is this? Just like you create a seesaw there, right, okay, of your neck there, right? This is the common mistakes. If you take look closely, right, okay, on the shadows kind of line, even though I don't have those pictures there, okay, guys, please provide the originals photos there, right, okay, as a reference. We can see that, okay. What are the common mistakes? What are the difference between the original and the your illustration? Okay, let's just say we have the human face, right? So with the shadows there, check it. So if you okay, if we actually want to paint right below the neck of human face there, for example, here. Hmm, okay. Um, do we have other samples there? I all right. Most people basically, right? Okay, they don't actually get it right. Okay? If you check, look right, okay, the tone from these shadows, it might be look quite okay, but this one, okay, I kind of a bit kind of confused there. But normally they're going to be work like this. The shadows may be there, okay. If the guy has to be a bit kind of this kind of areas there, right, okay, it can be. So that's the right formations there. Right? What you can do from here, let's just say there, okay. I might going to be paint first, right? The side is first, like this one. See, so let's just say I cover the app back first, right? Can you see that? Okay, when I actually try to blend over here, they're going to be a bit more nicer there, okay? And what I can do, if I want to paint there, okay, the best way to paint is here. Okay? Simple there, right? Then I'm going to add more tone to give more contrast there, right? And this one also, maybe I might going to use another kind of tone there, a bit kind of, right? Okay, to see some of the detail. I can actually imagine, right? Okay, I can imagine that, but if we have the photos, the right photos, it's more better there, right? Okay? To give kind of a bit more and more detailing from there. But can you see the, okay, the difference here between this one and this one, right? Okay? Which one is more blending there, right? Okay? Even though you want to use, for example, there, right? And this is the photos we have. All right. This particular part, all right, okay, or the shadows. Let's just see if you want to use this kind of methods, right? Okay? Like using lassos or using pen tools, right? The shadows line there, okay? Can you see the shadows line? That form, it doesn't look like this. What is this there, right? This is not the right way. Okay? Can you see what is this there, right? It look like Right. Look like what? Right. The bird there, right? You see the difference there. Look like a bird there, right? Flying over or a dove there. So be careful with it, okay, when you design. Look like a dove there, right? Right. So careful with it, okay? Yeah, maybe it can be a part of design there, right? Okay. Right. See the difference there, right? So remember that, okay, when you design some things there, right, okay, we're talking about the visual communications there, visual language there, right? So need to apply in different kind of way that works. Sorry, it's okay. Right. Oh, I haven't taken the attendance yet there, right? So let me take the attendance first before we wait, right? Okay. Right now, okay, let me take this attendance first. All right, Alice is here. Alice, Ame.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cheng Yan, Zheng Yan, sorry.
Yes.
Zheng Yan here. All right, Wing Leong.
Yes.
All right, Kai Chun,
Yes.
Eason.
Yes.
All right, Penny.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jolene.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Well, for me to fire.
Justin. Justin.
Yes, sir.
Wenshin.
Yes, sir.
All right. Chin Han.
Yes, sir.
Fang Chi.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ming Hao.
So the shadow, we should
Yes, sir.
eat
All right,
a good
Wei Jing.
Here. Yes.
All right, Mei Chi is here, right?
Yeah, yes.
All right, Qian Hao.
Yes, sir.
Chuan Ting.
Yes, sir.
Chi Hong. Chi Hong is here, Chi Hong. Ji Yi.
Yes, sir.
All right, and Chen Yi.
Yes, sir.
All right, Chi Hong is here. The shadow might can be blurred depending on the methods that you want to draw or paint there, okay? If you using different kind of methods like a vector-based kind of styles there, okay? Vector portrait, for example, there, right? Or this is vector landscapes. All right. Have you guys done this kind of exercise before? No, right? Or have you, right? In our class. Okay, vector based, okay. It might going to have a very contrast layered by layered kind of methods there, okay, styles there. This is the rendering style, okay. This is like a more like a vector based kind of graphical kind of look of rendering styles there. So there has to be difference, like, can you see there, okay? But it doesn't look like a very sharp kind of razor kind of shapes there. When you look at those kind of shadows there, all these kind of shadow according to the what we call that the patterns that we saw, okay, from the shadow formations on the faces there, then we improvise a little bit from there. All right, the tone itself there, okay. You please don't get confused in terms of develop this kind of methods of understanding that. But if you take a look closely, they cover all those kind of details there. Okay, some people they try to draw the same kind of methods, but suddenly become a bit kind of different than the original kind of photo. Okay, this one basically they render into two different kind of methods that they're using soft brushes a little bit. They use some sort of very contrast kind of shadows kind of looks, okay, but they fit together directly in any kind of way directly, if you can see from there. Okay, let's just say I want to combine there, right? For example, this method there. I just say I'm going to create also some of the shadows like this, and some of the shadows there like this, right? Okay. For my kind of methods of working, copy and paste, and then I can see the right thing. Maybe I can multiply them, all right? Maybe, and then I'm going to reduce opacities, and by the same time I can use erasers just to make it more blending there, right? It can be there, depending there, okay? How actually you're going to apply those kind of methods of working there, right? Reduce a bit more the opacities. Add it up there, right? So in order to develop the rendering kind of methods, right? Okay, it can be in various type of way there, right? Okay? Is it how actually you look into that kind of details there in your works? And of course, if you cannot actually commit with the methods like paintings there first, try to cover your works by using what we call that drawings here, right? Okay, cover basically your right. You see right the nose string. She tried to, I don't know whether she tried to use combining the methods between the vector-based styles and also paint styles or drawing the writing. I don't know the writing, but if you can actually write, manage, right, to work in both kind of way there. Paint styles, okay, eyebrow also we can see, we cannot see from here. So that's what makes this drawing a bit kind of off the racket from the details there. So when I actually want to draw lips normally, as I actually have discussed with Johari before the racket, I will draw the line of the mouth there first. Okay, this is what I meant. Okay, I'm going to go into your work there later on, Johari there. To add a bit kind of more and more details there, okay, even though, okay, from, let's hit that first, all right, this one there, right. When I want to draw the lips itself there, okay, the lips itself there, so from here, just going to combine that first, right. I would say that I'm going to start with the mouth there, right. This is what I'm going to do there, right. For those who actually have problem to solve your own problem to work with those kind of proportions there, human proportions, detailing there, okay. I would suggest, okay, and also, and of course, I would say that, okay, there's a lot of people, right, including Johari, okay, before there, okay, you always want to combine between these two different lips there. You don't have to. The only thing that you have to add some details from here, that is, right, but don't combine this, or you can make it a very soft kind of line from here to show the indication of the lips and mouth together directly, but you don't have to draw the whole thing like you paste those drawing on top of those lips there, right? Okay, remember that the nose trails there, okay, if you can see the basic structures of the nose, this is the basic structures there. Always get this kind of point there, okay, when you want to draw. Okay, so when you have the understanding from here, what you can do when you want to draw them back there, right? Take a look closely where you're going to start there. I'm going to start from here. Basically the nose trail there, right? There. But rounded, not too detailed there. This area has to be a little bit kind of thickness of the line, but it can be soft a little bit over there. And this shadows line, what you can do is just put some directions of the line to indicate the shadows areas. And then you move with the, okay, this area has to be at some of the thickness there, okay, to show from the line the level of details there. The level of details there, right? Yeah. Okay. This is the thing that we have done before. All right, the eyebrows, when I draw basically every single line, but I combining with the shapes at the same time there, okay? I'm not just trace them, but I'm draw them. Don't draw the shapes like this one there, right? Okay, unless you want to draw them simplified stylized style there, right? It's what I've done. So for those who really want to improve your drawing skills, always go back into this kind of methods there to draw first before you want to paint. Normally, when it comes to painting or rendering, okay, most of your kind of rendering techniques have been covered. Okay, the form itself have been covered there. Your drawings there first, and make sure your reference is quite clear for you to draw back again. Okay, so the pupil and the iris there, okay, when you want to draw it. Between the, even though I see some of my friends just draw the whole thing quite like a tracing, okay, back again, those pictures there. We cannot see the whether they draw or they just trace them back, right? Okay. But I would love to see the student when it comes to develop those understanding, but improvise basically the iris and the pupil together, right? Okay? To make it a bit more kind of alive there. That's why in drawing, we need to develop the kind of understanding to improvise the thing that we see first. The hair strokes, a lot of people draw the hair stroke like this. I would say, all right, this one, basically the forehead line there, right? And then I'm going to draw those line there, right, okay, to indicate those hair. One step at a time, and I'm controlling my strokes there, right? Using flows, 35 flows. Okay, the areas of the tone for the shadows, I might going to have a huge number kind of size there first, and then reduce back again. But I'm mix the size around there, okay, to give a different kind of tone and values of the hairline. That's what actually I've done there right now. Yeah. But I'm not drawing the outline only. I try to indicate some of the shadows using those drawing methods there. Same goes to this one there, right? The same methods I can use later on to render them. Try to blend it up. Okay, for the shadows there. These areas there, right, has to be a bit kind of soft kind of line there, right? Okay, one of the reason I always emphasize on drawing before we paint, because this is basically the core kind of experience that people need to learn when it comes to develop their kind of understanding there. All right, if you have the very solid, strong kind of line or strokes, when you paint, it's going to be more easy there, right, okay, for you guys to work. Okay, those are the tips there, right, okay. When it comes to develop your kind of skills. All right, we go to any question for this vector base. Take a look, right, guys, okay. Basically, everything came on the shadow, okay. This detailing basically came from the same methods that I used to draw, but sometimes they can use a few number kind of brushes that can form the hair, right? This one basically, right, you see there, okay, this really kind of stylized, simplified kind of styles there, but you can still see the portrait faces there, okay, has been formed together in the right way. This one be kind of very mixed up there, okay, with the shapes and shadows there, but you should emphasize on the highlight at the same times. All right. to work with it. So you can actually experiment with this kind of methods there, guys. Okay, during the process, you have 2 weeks time to complete that. Okay, if you have submit them, good. But if you think whatever they actually have shown you guys today, it might get more improvement. Okay, go for it there. All right, you see, I make kind of works there. Okay, the first thing, right, okay, we have to do a lot of things from here there, right? Okay, okay, the eyes, the detailing there, all right. It's somehow like we can see there, okay, that his doesn't have any kind of directions there when it comes to paint. Okay, when it comes to paint, okay. Even though you have the reference with you, but I would say like he doesn't have any directions there from here. What I can do, these files there first. I can save. Okay. Right. I believe that we have also the reference before there, right? I think the line's quite well, but only the proportion has to be improved a little bit from here. So what I can do from here, take a look back, okay. All right. Right now, we have this reference here. Let me see, I'm taking these photos. So I'm just want to use, okay, different kind of layout there, okay. You see the difference from here. Copy. And in terms of choosing colors also, you need to improve the warm, cool colors there, okay, experiment them, okay, because it will help you to gain more understanding there, okay, when it comes to develop your kind of works in the future there. Sense of design for me is quite weak here there, right? So you have to read a little bit, experiments, and spend more time to develop those understanding there. For me, all these kind of thing can be learned, right? But you have to read more and more there, right? But if we take a look closely from these pictures there, okay, how actually I'm going to indicate the shadows areas there, right? From this normal kind of photos there. Obviously, you can see there, okay, best directions of shadows and light, right? You can see there, right? What you can do from here? Light and shadows there. First thing that I need to do, okay, instead of your drawing here, there, right? You need to look at, I think you can control the line quite okay, right? Okay, well. But the problem is right now how you work with the structures there. Okay, this is going to be trying this kind of shapes, okay? Basic shape for the eyes there. Basic shapes. But when you draw the writing, this is basically your eyeball. Right? Eyeball kind of like this big there, right? Try to analyze the structures there first. Okay. Yeah, these are going to be your eyeballs there, okay? Shapes of the eyeballs there. They can be connected with your nerve, brain, or whatever that we have there. Okay. So this is basically the form of the sphere there, okay? of your eyeballs there. The nose structures here, see? This is the nose structure there. The form of it. This is basically the lips. There's a curved line there, I think. So the pictures that you have right now, you must be able to indicate all these kind of basic structures in the form first. Oops. Okay. Right. This came from the cylinders there. Yes, you cannot see, but my kind of understanding is came from here. Okay, the shapes of the ears there, right? So if you can indicate all these kind of basic structures there, when you want to draw, okay, this part basically is quite critical there, because I think these pictures right here, I mean, or very dirty, it's quite difficult for beginners like you to study there, right? Because you don't have enough kind of knowledge there, okay, to develop this kind of angles there, positions there, okay, to draw these pictures there, right? Your head and your forehead are going to be a little bit more like that. This is basically your brain. Is it a? No, right. This is basically our brain there. Okay. Brain, spine there, right? I'm not a doctor there, okay, but in terms of learning, okay, the human figures, we have to have this kind of understanding there, right? Right. This is basically, okay, the muscles there from your neck, right? So study all this kind of, okay, this is basically the structures of your kind of skulls there, right? All this kind of understanding will give you more kind of advantage there when it comes to draw your kind of portrait figures or whatever that we call that. Okay, this is the line of actions that combine your body kind of structures works. These are going to be your. So if you really interested to study back again, okay, this is your collar kind of bone. All right. All right. The whole form of your hands, okay, we came into this kind of cylinders there first. Okay. It is basically your chest there, right? And I would say maybe this is your nipple there. Like this, is it? No, all right. And these are going to be your body there, right? Okay, for example, here, the basic structures of your body there, right? This is your shoulders, your hands together, right? All right. Yeah. This is basically your rib, right? So if you have this kind of basics understanding when you want to draw, you have the directions where you want to go from here. The angled positions, okay, that's why I'm using a very standard kind of positions there first if I want to draw. Front, side, 3/4 there. Okay, this is low angles there, okay? Low angle kind of positions. It's quite difficult for those who actually have a lack of understanding there when it comes to draw the proportions of any kind of object, okay? So Johari, okay, learn from here, okay? Please actually do more exercise if you're really concerned on that. So that, okay, from that kind of understanding, You have to spend time. Okay, there's no choice. Okay, then I'm going to draw back again. See, right? This is basically the eyes position. But if you can't see those kind of details there, it's hard for you to develop kind of process there. Right? It has to be curved line. This is basically your eye, your iris over there. The nose itself, okay, when I draw the nose, okay, start with a thick line over here, and then a very soft line over there. And these are going to be your nostrils. And here the left side of your nose there, right? The lips, remember I say, start with the mouth line, and then I'm going to cover this part there, right? And I'm going to cover this part, okay? But I'm not combining these two areas there. Even though the other side, I'm going to have a very soft kind of line there, okay, to indicate the structures there. And then go into those, what we call that, the jaw. This is basically your kind of indication on those cheekbone there, right? Okay? And maybe this is the ears there, right? This is your Adam apples. And some of the structures like this to indicate the whole kind of combination on the muscle on the neck there. Remember what I said, okay, when you draw basically the fabric that you wear there, the headgear, okay, make sure people can understand what is it. First time when you draw there, right, I can't actually understand, okay, what basically you're wearing there. And then start to draw the hairline. See, the hairlines are going to be a bit kind of different there. See the way I move my hands, okay, when you draw, right? Use your tablets, okay, to practice basically this kind of drawing there, right? See? Sometimes I cannot figure it out, okay, because I actually trained myself more than 10,000 hours there, okay, during the process of learning there, okay, until now. So if you just spend a few number kind of hours there only, just to do the same things, but you don't actually try to analyze and improve your kind of movements, right? No one actually can change directly. Rather, you can actually just find some other extra kind of times to take a look at the hair, basically the hair, right? I'm going to draw like that, right? Time to give more kind of understanding from here. See? So what I can do from here, I can actually add some highlights first, right? Highlight that to add some details there. Even though you cannot see from those pictures there, you look at my drawings there, just follow them first. Every one of you guys there. Right? This one, you cannot see the details there. So just render them up like that. Maybe, right, there's a power kind of beam directly. So you can check look at the girls there. Right? Maybe there, right? Don't leave it there because your kind of pictures is quite challenging there. Right? That's why I can actually give a little bit kind of extra kind of tips only to works. Okay, but hopefully that kind of tips can help you to improve from here. So what I can do right now from these pictures, they're right. What make these pictures okay? This okay, this form basically. Areas there, okay. You have to emphasize a little bit more. Emphasize a little more the right future work. So how actually we're going to paint? Okay, I just drop basically the shadows over here first, or maybe the base colors there, what you can do for base colors. Just paint it up there, right? I can use original pictures here. For the niche features, basically you can actually select this area there, right? Let's select these pictures over here like this. For the new features only there. This side, kind of we cannot actually select. What I can do right now, using lasso tools back again, I'm going to deselect some of the, I'm going to add some selections there. This one, deselect, deselect, okay, select that areas back again. To refine the selections there, easy for me to control basically the areas of the shadows there, right? Or paint the whole areas there later on. If you guys want to experiment with different kind of methods, like I saw some of the students try to use experimental kind of color kind of combinations, is good, right? Just practice them, right? Okay? What I actually want to emphasize the proportions here. What I can do right now from here, is the pictures, right? Let's just say I use eyedroppers. Right, backspace there, right? What I can do right now, okay, add the colors of the shadows, soft brushes, and I'm start to construct basically the shadows line. So what I can do from here there, right, guys, I reduce the opacity first, and I start to paint back. Right, don't bother about these areas, the light, a little bit kind of very reflection shadows there, okay? Focus on the whole overall kind of shapes that define basically the form of the shadows there. You can reduce more the flows, become a bit more lighter there, right? Okay? The flows there, right? Okay? So easy for you to render and control. Okay, take a look here. Reduce the size, and then I'm going to paint these areas there slowly. Press a little bit there, right? Same goes to this one there, right? I can press a little bit more, right? And this area is a bit more first, right? Same goes to the nose there. Don't have to color the nose trails there at first. And same goes to the side. They practice this one first there, okay? For those, okay, other than Ami also, right, okay, or Johari, okay, have this kind of problem there, okay, solve this kind of shadows kind of problems there first. Do one step at a time there. Be patient there, right, okay? Even though everyone have their own kind of demons to fight there, okay? But you have to be right overrule, okay? It has some sort of like reflection kind of lights over here. So the light came over here is quite greenish there, right? Okay, so later on you can actually apply the right. So what I can do right now, I add another tone to give more kind of details there. Okay, for these areas. It's okay, makes a bit kind of mistakes for it at the moment, but as long you have the right kind of directions that you work. Yeah. So I'm using, right, when I move my hands, when I paint there, right, I using the basic structures that if there's line over here that define this kind of formations, I'm going to paint like that. So the rises from here, I'm going to paint a bit more like this, circling around again sometimes there. Circling around a bit. Then I'm going to start to paint back again right here. Reduce the size. We add more tones or values from there. I don't know whether you guys have learned color chart directly on those subjects directly that we call art appreciations. Those color chart kind of subjects basically, okay, will give also advantages to paint there, okay, to develop the kind of styles there. This area is a bit more darker, but not too dark there, okay? Don't blend it too dark there. So paint one step at a time. Okay? If you seem that see there, okay, you cannot see the details from here. What you can do, color first the eyes there. Here you can see more kind of your kind of directions of renderings. A bit kind of will came into the. You don't have to paint back again. Came into the right kind of formations that you want there, right? Okay. So how about the eyes there, right? A bit more dark kind of tones, but not too dark. Okay. Okay. Increase a little bit, then paint. So draw all this content one step at a time, that is. And from the original kind of photos, you cannot see the highlights sometimes, right? But you can actually create them. Okay. Then you begin to see more and more kind of details from there. Okay. Okay. Other than that, what we can do, okay, you can add some highlights over here. This one there, right? This area is the highlights there. What you can do, brush tools. You can add new layers if you want. Highlight there. Size control. There. Move over there, right? The side. Right. Everything has to be done patiently there, right? Okay. Back the size back again. This side also has a highlight a bit. This side obviously have the highlight there. Right? It doesn't have to be, everything has to be accurate at the moments there. But as long as you can see the difference between those highlights and those shadows there, right? You will get into more and more kind of understanding here. Just like I touch a little bit here and there, right? Okay, to bring over to those details there. So the green color basically, okay, this one, okay, it came from the shade, what we call the reflections kind of light there, right? I just add new layers, brush, and I start to experiment them. Okay. How beautiful the visual is there right now. When you add different kind of tone there, right? Yeah. So the next thing is right now the hair there, right? Okay. What color basically is it? Kind of like not pure black, but you can actually apply the purple itself there, right? What I can do here, just paint over here the face. These areas and just paint there, right? But you can actually do some selections if you want to. But what I can do right now, I can experiment different kind of color tone to give more kind of vibrant kind of looks there. This one, basically, when you draw, you're kind of using a very pale colors like, okay, pale colors there. What I've done right now, kind of using different kind of tone, and I can actually write using the same kind of tone for the eyes and some of the shadows areas from here, and the nose trail at the same time there, right? Not too much there, and these areas also mix them up, and of course these areas there for the this kind of head here, I kind of actually using a, a bit kind of dark kind of tones there. We can do some different selections there if you want to, okay? So from here, I can add another light to give some sort of highlights over here first. More highlights from there. Then we can add more details later on if we want to. Not purely kind of dark there, right? So from here, you can actually add more kind of tones if you want to. First of all, right? But if you want to add more details, yeah, you can use different brushes there too. You can use the pencil hard brushes, right, to paint them back, right, if you want to, all right? Because of the most of the time, okay, the difference between my kind of drawings here right now, okay, I want to add the highlights. I'm using brown color for the, what you call that, for the strokes there, right? So that means when I actually want to draw, change basically the color, okay, either can use dark brown if you want to there, okay, for those hairline, okay, or hair kind of colors there, other than you using basically those purples, okay, you can change that, okay. So this is basically the indication. I don't actually draw the details there. These indications on the fabric itself, there, right? A little bit more kind of rough kind of drawings for this one there. It can be, okay. If you just look closely there, okay, right now, right, you kind of actually see all the kind of tone and shadows, okay, with this kind of drawings. And actually, right, add a little bit kind of details there later on if I want to there, okay, more and more kind of details there. Some of the eye bags, these areas there, okay, we can actually add those kind of tone there back again if you want to, all right. So render them, okay, as, right, like one step at a time there, right? You don't too rush to work with it. See the difference there, what you can do from there. All right, create more kind of dark tones over here for the eye bags itself. Don't be afraid to make a move, okay, to render some of the tones there. Okay. But of course, add new layers all the time there, right? If you worried that you make mistakes there, if I want to blend between the hairline and so the shadows for the faces, I'm going to blend with a purple kind of tones there, right? The lips itself, if you take a look, okay, kind of like reddish, kind of purplish kind of looks there. So I can actually change the colors over here first, but to make it contrast, right? So what I can do next from here, I can actually add more kind of level of tone thing. And I can add some highlight at the same time there. But remember, okay, he's not actually wearing lipsticks there, okay, but we actually try to add more kind of tones from there, right? These areas, you can use greenish, right, to add some shadows, the tones over here first. They add more dark kind of tones. You add more values on that. Okay. So you can actually write growth and growth, those kind of tone values there, okay, and shadows at the same time there, okay. This is basically, okay, if you actually have a weakness on developing your skills, I would suggest not go into this kind of methods there first. All right. This is a very good experimentive on those tone, right, methods there, right? So she's using two different kind of methods there. I would suggest, okay, try to play with this kind of rendering kind of methods there before you're going to experiment with different kind of methods there, okay, on drawing, because this is a very good examples there how you actually can use a minimal kind of brush tool there, but at the same time you guys can actually practice to develop the separation between shadows and light together directly when it comes to develop your kind of methods of illustration skills here. Take a look at the photos, okay, side by side there to see the difference there. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions there so far? Any questions? Penny? Nope. You can improve those kind of drawings there for those who actually have the kind of difficulties. There are, I think. Okay, when she actually send me the photos of her directly, like this one. Even though she has a skills, okay, but I can see that a few number kind of the muscle of the characters directly are those figures there. When she sent it to me, it kind of looked like a man than a woman there, right? I know basically, right, that photos is basically show that a kind of photos back in the days there, right? Okay, this one there, right? But I would say that, okay, she tried to exaggerate a little bit, kind of the muscles from the hand and also the legs and some of the shoulders there. And also the photos not quite clear, okay, but we can actually draw them back, okay, if you have the very trained kind of eyes there. But if the photos quite blurred, okay, but you can actually improvise if you want to, but it kind of looked quite weird there, okay. It's more look like a man rather than the women there, especially the formation of the structures of the hand, the legs and thighs there, okay. But for me, the techniques were there. He understand only maybe she's one to improvise or modify a bit kind of her kind of what we call that reference there into more like a comics manga kind of style there, okay. So those are the things I've done. And I can see that she's improving the hair shadows, the light back light, the backlight kind of shadows from there. Okay. So I don't have any issues from there. Okay. As long that she understands what she is doing there, the proportions basically it's not a small kind of things there, but depending on how people can portray them, okay. Even though we can see the difference obviously from these pictures, and the one that she actually shared, okay, is a totally different story, okay. But I know that she basically has this is the previous one that she sent there, right? He did kind of doing a small kind of adjustments there only there, okay. But of course, if you as for my kind of solutions or maybe consultations, I might going to give a very straightforward kind of comment there, okay? So this is from Hui Xuan there, okay? She actually sent me some of the reference there. Yeah, you can actually follow this kind of methods also at the same time that works there, right? Okay? More kind of example that you guys have to improve more on your understanding is more better there, right? Okay? So, any question there, guys? No? Regarding to those assignments? All right. So, if you don't have any questions, hopefully this kind of session can emphasize more kind of understanding back again for your kind of knowledge and experience to develop your skills here. And of course, okay, when you actually have covered the whole thing, okay, don't forget, don't worry about the backgrounds, okay, first, right, okay. This background also doesn't look quite fine there, okay. For me there, right, okay, Johari, try to get a very decent, harmonized kind of background there, okay, to show the way. You guys can, you always can use also the same background colors over here and start to paint there, to give more kind of harmonized there. Then try, even though we can try to use different kind of background if you want to, but the choice of colors also will give kind of impact. Right now, the effect that you use cover the whole thing there, okay? They ruin the whole thing there, right? Obviously that we can see from there. So what I can choose the same background colors, add more tones over here, right? And one of the simplest way that I use to work, okay, with this kind of background, what I can do, I can use maybe right soft round colors, highlight a bit, I can paint. So I can use also this hard round, right? Give a glow effect, right? But I didn't actually spoil or ruin my basically my images over here, unless you want to add different kind of glowing effects later on, maybe yes, but not too much there, right? You need to have the sense of photographic kind of skills there at the same time when you want to work with this kind of illustrations there. If you say you love photography directly, the best thing basically you guys can do, you need to train your eye to see things like you using filters there. Then don't let filters do your works. Let your creativity there to use those filters to develop your works there, right? Later on in the future. There, okay. So thank you very much, guys, for today. Okay. Who actually right just came in just now? Alice is here. Alice.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, good. Eating, breakfast. Ji Hong.
Yes.
Ji Hong here. Ji Hong is not here. All right, guys. Okay. If there are any questions, thank you very much for having me today. So I'm going to leave you guys first. All right. Improve. All right. If you see some of the mistake that you have done, okay, from your kind of experiment with the assignments there, please follow back again my demonstrations there. Okay. And then we can see what happens from there. 20% of your marks, one drawing is only that we have to commit, but you have one to, if you want to do more than that, go ahead, okay? Whoever actually have submit the works, don't take back those works there. It's a part of the progress that I will say. Because for those who have actually a weakness, okay, if you seem to say, oh, can I improve more from there directly? Don't take away or take off those kind of works from here. Leave it there and add another one there, okay? Then we can see the difference there. And provide also the actual kind of photos at the same time. All right? This is very good examples also, but a bit kind of can be improved on the shadows later on there, okay? But why are you so sleepy there, girl? Oh, group 1, is it? Group 3. Maybe later on we get to talk to her there, okay? All right, it's a good kind of example there, see? The blend in the shadow essence, okay? I think this kind of people, okay, who actually send it, if I want to transfer it to you guys, they can easily get almost complete kind of full marks, okay? Almost complete there, right, okay? So those are the things that hopefully can motivate you guys to work there. This one basically kind of weird bit. Good example, good experiment there. You can see the whole proportions right, okay? We're tracing the vector base there, okay? Zhenzang there, right? Zhenzang is it. Can you improve a little bit there, okay? On the shadows there. I want to see also the reference there, right? Okay, to what we say. I think Zhenzang from group 1, is it? Don't forget to put your names there, okay, right here, okay? Which groups? Group 1, 2, or 3. Okay, guys? All right, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Have a good weekend and all the best, all right?